welcome to freebellydanceclasses.com. If you're on the YouTube channel and you found this video, make sure you subscribe because we post free belly dance classes here all the time, and our website is freebellydanceclasses.com, so make sure you check that out as well. So today's video is going to be about the best movements, basic belly dance movements that you already know, the best of those movements to use while you're learning how to do sword dance. Okay, so my favorites personally, I'm sure every dancer out there in the world has a different favorites that they like, but personally I find that things like when you're balancing the sword on your head, movements like Mayas and Egyptian figure eights. For those of you who have not learned the Egyptian figure eights, please go to our website freebellydanceclasses.com and check him out there. There's a video that teaches you how to do the Egyptian figure eight. So open the arms, relax, and then figure eight up and up and up and up. The thing about figure eights to keep in mind when you're doing with the sword is you gotta definitely keep the posture. You gotta keep the upper body completely steady, the head steady. You can't look down and look at your hips, because a lot of times, when belly dancers do the figure eights, we're gonna look down, gonna like check out our hips. It's nice and sensual. But you can't do that with the sword, all right? So you gotta keep that frame up and look at your audience and kind of gaze in their eyes, all right? Because you have no choice, you can't look down, okay? So that's one, is simple Egyptian figure eights, and then the other figure eights I said was the Maya, going down, down, down. And you can do that with the sword, whether just like staying up straight or changing levels, meaning going all the way down and coming up. So you can go down with it, and then come up with it. Okay, or you can actually go down with the Maya, come up with simple figure eight. So you can go down with the Maya, okay, and then come up with figure eight. And you can make it something like 1, 2, 3, 4, like I just did, and then up for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's one basic move. The figure eights and the Mayas, Egyptian figure eights and Mayas, are great. The other thing you can do is circles. Actually, circles are pretty easy to do with the sword. So you basically can do like simple circles like this, whether you're traveling with them, okay, or you're doing it on the same spot, okay. Now these are my simple, small circles, but you can also do a bigger circle if you'd like to, the big, what we call the Egyptian circle. So you can take a big step to the side, open, drop down, and then come up, and then add maybe some figure eights to it at the end. So you can do this circle if you haven't learned how to do all these movements that are very basic, by the way. Please go to the website freebellydanceclasses.com and check them out. But right now I'm just showing you how you can do them easily with the sword. So again, as I said, figure eights, Egyptian figure eights, Mayas, and big circles or small circles or traveling circles are great. The other simple movement to do with the sword will be actually a simple Egyptian figure eight. So like if you're just standing still, flat feet, and just moving your knees, that's how you generate your shimmy. Awesome. So that will be an Egyptian shimmy. And that's an easy one to do with the sword because you're basically stable. You're not moving your upper body too much, which tends to throw off, the sword off balance and kind of make it fall. So you basically engage in the lower body, which is great. That's what we want in a sword movement, is engaging more of the lower body, less of the upper body, okay? You can also take this same shimmy and then add something like hip kicks, to it. So shimmy, kick, shimmy, chest drop, shimmy, chest drop. So you can combine it with other things if you'd like to, like the hip kicks, chest drops, whatever it is that you want to. Make sure it's very stable, make sure you keep the frame, make sure you don't move the head, and definitely make sure that you are not engaging the neck muscles too much in the head, movements, okay? Another thing that you can do with the sword that's kind of easy is actually upper body undulations, Even though it's engaging the upper body, it's actually a slow movement. And slow movements while you're holding the sword are much easier to control than, than fast movements, of course, because fast movements will definitely make your sword fall off balance very quickly. So as long as the upper body movement is very slow, you can easily do it. So just simple undulations, okay? You can just kind of stand still like this, straight in front of your eyes, and do it. You can also, if you master the travel, and moving your head straight along with your body rather than moving your head faster than the body, which is one of the main rules of sword. Check it out, another video that I covered it. As long as you master that, then make sure you can do travel around with like the camel walk or with the upper body angulation. You can also do the upper body angulation, change in levels easily, but you have to make sure that that change of levels is easy. My favorite way personally to do it is to do a lunge. So kind of go down, keeping the chest straight, and then going down into a lunge position, keeping the arms up for balance, like this. So if you got this figured out, this basic motion, then you can add upper body angulation to it. So you can go down maybe for 4, up for 4, or if you were fast, you can go down for 2, up for 2. So okay, so I'm gonna try 4 first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so or you can, as I said, you can do it a little bit faster where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you come down and up very fast. So you can do that side one. It kind of helps, that lunge position of the legs really helps balance the upper body very well. You can still have a change of levels that's really exciting with an upper body movement at the same time, but it doesn't really affect the balance of the sword very much. Okay, you can do lots of other movements. I mean, it's endless what you can do. Like I can do actually piston drops, I can do chest pops, side to side. I can do all these movements, even though they tend to seem a little bit fast. I can do them in isolation of the head movements because I have mastered that with practice. So I would say honestly, and I've said that in other videos about the sword, is you guys really focus on just feeling the sword weight on your head and getting that posture where you kind of walk around and move around without moving your head too much. Because once you master that, every movement you're going to do after that is going to be super duper easy, okay? So that's my advice to you, and these are my favorite movements for beginners to really start to work with when they do sword. Not beginner belly dancers necessarily, but beginner sword belly dancers, because you're going to have to master these moves first, which are not necessarily all considered beginner movements, and then move on from there to add in sword to it, because I don't really encourage you to do the sword if you're new to belly dancing. Even if that's the reason you got into belly dancing, okay? You might have seen a belly dancer that you just sort of, you're like, okay, that's it, I'm doing belly dancing. But yeah, you have to learn all the basic movements first before you start trying to belly dance things on your head while doing those other movements, because there's too many things going on, okay? So good luck, have fun, and embrace the challenge, because that's what makes it fun for me, and I hope that's what makes it fun for you as well. I'll see you guys on the website, which is freeballydanceclasses.com. Make sure you check it out.